Okay, we are live.
We're live. Hi, welcome. We're at my home. I'm Valerie, and that's Mark.
I'm Mark.
You're Mark. You
Mark.
think so?
Hey, that's good.
So if this is your first time joining us, thank you so much for joining. We're Valerie and Mark. We're at my home, and we do live streams here on Amazon, and we also do a lot of product reviews and shoppable videos. So if you're joining us today, we're going to talk about gear for your home office. So we have a lot to cover. So before we get started, though, Mark, why don't you show them where they can find us in the future?
Oh, you mean like this here? Let's see if I can do this correctly. Will be good.
All right. So if you're watching us here on Amazon Live, it might look a little bit different depending on whether you're watching us on your phone or on your computer. And if you, this is a laptop view here. So if you see the little thing on the top that says View My Storefront, if you click on that, you can see a lot of the other content that we create here on Amazon. And why don't you show that, Mark?
Okay, other content we do. Okay.
Oops.
All right, let's see. I need to bring up this screen
This
here.
screen right there. So this is our homepage here on Amazon, and it's got, you can see one of our last live streams over there is playing on the left, and you can also see a bunch of our shoppable videos, some of the idea lists that we have from different things, including, you can see Mark went pretty fast, but there's a shopping list for all of the gear you're going to see today on the show. And a lot of other content that we create here. So we do home tech, which includes smart home, smart gadgets, kitchen stuff. And today we're going to talk about a lot of those gadgets that we use here in our home office. Both of us worked from home a lot in our corporate careers, so we're kind of experts on having a nice home office setup. So we wanted to share with you a lot of the products that we use and some new things that we're trying out. All right.
Okay, well, what's the first thing we're going to do?
Well, another thing that's kind of cool that we're doing today is that we have some promos. And these are some exclusive promos. So if you're watching our live stream and you buy these products tonight, you're going to get a discount. Why don't I go and show you what those are right now. We're going to be demonstrating these products later in the show. So these are some really neat video conferencing products from Toucan. Toucan Solutions is a company. They make some smart home cameras that we use too, and they have a line of products called Toucan Connect, which are video conferencing solutions. So they have this really neat 360 video conferencing system that's got 4 different cameras, and that's great if you've got some people in a conference room and you want to do a really neat video conference. We'll demonstrate that in a little while. And they also have the Toucan Conference HD, which is for one person. This is a neat setup with a speaker and a really nice high-quality webcam that you can use to really step up your game on Zoom or Teams or Google Meet or whatever you're using.
Whatever your favorite program is, as long as your computer will allow you to do it.
So these are really cool products. We'll demonstrate them later, but if you buy them tonight, and you can claim the promo. So the Toucan Conference HD has how much is that one? Oh, that one is 20% off today. And then the Toucan 360, the bigger brother of that one, is going to be 10% off today. So if you've never done one of these promos for a live stream before, if you're interested in these products at all, go ahead and add it to your cart and claim the promotion. And then as long as that promotion is applicable, I think it's about another week. As long as you buy it before the promotion ends, you'll get that exclusive promo. So we're looking forward to trying that out, and we'll show you how those products work later in the telecast. Telecast, is that a word, or is that really aging me?
It could be.
This is a live stream, not a telecast.
Oh, and I got to change the picture because we're going to talk about.
All right, so. You know, one of the most important things to have in your home office is really good internet. So we're going to start off tonight by talking about our cable modem and our mesh internet network. So we'll start off with our cable modem. This is the ARRIS Surfboard
S33.
S33. And this is a picture of what it looks like down in our techie closet. We didn't bring it upstairs because we didn't want to mess with it.
Well, because then we wouldn't be able to broadcast. That'd be a little difficult.
This is kind of the core of our home internet system.
Yeah, so I think when you look at home offices, especially now that everyone does Zoom and everything else from the home, you need a lot of performance. So Comcast, who's our provider for internet service, they went to they have now gig internet service for us. It actually goes faster than that. We can actually get it up to 1.4 gigabytes per second download, not quite as fast upload. So what we did is we went out and said, oh, let's get some better gear. So we got this ARRIS Surfboard modem. So if you're someone with cable, depending on who your provider is, I think they work with Comcast, Xfinity, what are they saying here? Comcast, Xfinity, Cox, Spectrum, and a few other places. But the point is, if you need a cable modem and you want to get it yourself instead of renting it from your cable provider, if they'll let you, this one's a great unit. We actually did a review on it. I got 1,400 coming down through it because what it has in it, let me pull up a different picture, and this will be kind of a little more wires, but let me see, did it switch? No.
Is that the back?
That's the back. Can you?
Well, that's the side.
Oh, hold on. I gotta get rid of us because the
so you can't see
picture
it.
says. So if you look at the picture, basically there's 2 ports on it. There's a 1 gigabit per second port and a 2.5 gigabit per second port. And what that allows you to do is have faster connection to the internet. So if you're using gig service, especially if the service is faster than 1 gigabit per second, having that 2.5 gigabit per second port is really important, especially as these internet providers add extra speed to the networks. And then down below you can see there's a power cord and there's the obvious cable connection. So that's kind of the ARRIS thing. But going with that, which is
well, and before we jump into that, Mark, we a lot of people rent their equipment from their service provider. And I think that's great. As long as you're getting kind of what you paid for, it's important. If you keep upgrading your service, but your provider hasn't given you a new modem or router in 6 years, you're probably not getting exactly what you pay for. So if you've never looked into this before, it's a really good idea to really understand, how much you're paying for, what your system is, what it's capable of, and do a little research, because by just upgrading your own equipment, A, you're going to save money in the long run because you're paying for that equipment every month, and B, you can really get the best equipment for what's currently available in the market. And we like to buy our modem and our Wi-Fi router separately because they kind of go up and down different.
So the tech changes.
At different rates. So a cable modem may last 4 or 5 years, but the Wi-Fi routers tend to change a little more often than that. Yeah. So we really like having them separate. And because we got this ARRIS one, we can really get the best capabilities of the Wi-Fi routers that are available today.
Yeah, the other thing, don't be afraid of installing it. It's really easy. Like Comcast, for example, makes it very easy to go to a website and you can provision that cable modem. So now,
but the other thing to make sure is that before you go off and buy a cable modem, make sure you do the research to make sure this one will actually work for you and that your provider will allow you to use it and they have that it meets your needs, right?
Yeah. And if you're not going to do, the whole thing is, this is really great for when you go gigabit Ethernet or more, but it also helps really on the lower tiers of service as well. It just gives you that extra bandwidth that you may need. So let's move on to the.
So if you're just joining us, we are talking about gear for your home office, and we're starting with kind of the foundation, which is how you run your internet at home so you can get the best performance. So Mark just covered our cable modem that we use, and we're going to move on to our TP-Link Deco mesh Wi-Fi system.
It's cool. Let me show you the box. The box is really big. It's always fun to get big boxes, I think. Here it looks. Here it is.
You feel like you're getting
a lot.
Nice package.
It comes, so this is a mesh system. So you can get a regular router or you can get a mesh router. The mesh router is great because instead of getting a bunch of repeaters in your house, if you need extra signal, you just put multiple of these little boxes in. So like these little boxes here, and you spread them around the house. And we've done that. We have 3 of them in the house in different locations to give us extra bandwidth for wherever we're at. Now, the cool thing is, and we don't need to show this necessarily, but this is it. This is one of the routers. They're all identical. All the Decos are all the same, and you can add more if you want. Obviously it's a status light. And by the way, this is active. See the green light? It's actually running the Wi-Fi up here. It comes with 3 ports in the back. One is that 2.5 gigabit per second port I mentioned. So this would be for the model that's sitting in our equipment closet. This would be plugged from here into that ARRIS cable modem to give you the 2.5 gigabit per second link. And then the other 2 connections over here are if you want to wire to another one of these, because you can also wire from box to box, or you can wire it into a switch, or directly into your PC or Mac. And these are 1 gigabit per second. So 2.5 gig in and out, but within the network 1 gigabit per second. Now the other thing is, this one here is hooked to the main one that's being used as the main router, the one that's connected to the ARRIS cable modem. This one's being connected directly to it. The other one in Valerie's office, we have another one of these in Valerie's office, that's also wired point to point to each other. But this one's actually going over Wi-Fi. And what's really cool about this is the latest generation Wi-Fi 6E. You may have heard that one, but just think of it as it's the latest, fastest, and hopefully your phone goes that fast. But what really comes along that's really good in general is that most of the routers you get today are 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. Those are the kind of the two bands you have. This one has a third band, which is 6 gigahertz. And what's really great about that is that means like when it does what's called the backhaul. So when this is wirelessly talking to the one in the other office, it's talking over the 6 gigahertz band. And that means that instead of your Wi-Fi, the things are on 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, they're not being interfered with while this is communicating over to the main router. Because if I had my cell phone here right now, it would communicate to this router here. This router would send the information to the one in the closet, out the cable modem onto the internet. And you don't want the traffic from here to the other router slowing down what's happening on your phone. So it's really nice having this kind of capability. And instead of putting extenders in your house, doing a mesh is really kind of handy. So it's nice. It's pretty lightweight. I think a lot of it's just antennas, but that's pretty much it. I can should I show the app? I can show you the app real quick.
Yeah, you can show the app real quick. So it's really important to have really strong internet when you're working from home. I mean, especially if you're not the only one working, doing your video conferences and things like that. There might be someone else downstairs streaming games or watching Netflix. And by having really strong internet, you really make sure that you don't have a lot of conflicts. And then plus, if you want to work in your backyard or somewhere else and get out of your office, having a mesh internet network really helps kind of spread that internet around, the Wi-Fi around.
Yeah, so this is the interface to it. It's telling us how much the data is going up and down from your network, all right? And keep in mind, if you're someone who likes to put cameras in your house that go over the internet, if you don't have fast service, you're going to find that the cameras aren't going to work really well if they're going out to the cloud all the time. So this one here, you can see we're not consuming too much, 37 megabits per second going up, which is pretty close to the max on the internet service we have. But that's showing you how much bandwidth is being used, and the cable modem is able to provide that, which is really nice. They also show you a little picture of the 3 boxes and where they're at. And then this is the part I like, is that it tells you how many clients you have. Now I have the guest network turned off. It's kind of a security thing. Unless we need it, we don't turn it on. We have 119 devices currently active on the network. Now I've seen this as high as 130. Depends on what things are turned on. In the
These
house
are all ours.
This is all us, yeah.
We know what they are.
Yeah, see right now it says 127, so some things must have woken up and starting to think. But see, it's 127 clients, and you can see the client list if you want. The other thing that's really cool about this is that you can do what's called Home Shield Pro. You can subscribe to that with the Deco, and it says 1 risk has been found. Look at that. So it's monitoring our network for different intrusions, web protection, IoT protection, like smart devices, and then intrusion prevention. So as you can see here, they are. These are all showing you what you have, and what's happening. It says Valerie's Mac tried to access Twitter, i.twitter.com. I don't know why that's a problem, but it didn't like that, so it blocked it. So
you
it's
weren't
really
supposed
cool.
to know about that.
Oh. So anyway, so you see what's happening is it knows what's going on. There's been no IoT protection issues, and intrusion protection is there as well.
So it's really important too on your home internet to have some kind of security, because there's so many ways people can get into your network these days, and especially if you're doing work, you really want to make sure that you're keeping that safe too.
Yeah, and then the other thing it can do is it can analyze your network to see if there's any congestion problems, and we're doing an analysis right now live.
There probably is congestion problems because we're streaming to the internet.
Checking. It just says it's checking, and we'll see what happens here. It says it's perfect.
It's a good thing.
It's perfect. It's perfect. So that kind of gives you an idea what that's all about. I think if there's anything else in here to mention here, it's got. I think I've kind of covered everything that's on there, and.
So if you're just joining us, we're at my home and we are talking about gear for the home office. We do a lot of tech reviews here on Amazon, home tech, kitchen tech, and we're covering home office products today. We just finished talking about our home internet system. And if you're just joining us, you have any questions, please feel free to type them in on the chat. And if you like what you see, we'd really appreciate it if you follow us so you can find out the next time we do a live stream. So what's next, Mark?
The Amber X.
Oh, the Amber X. So this is a product that we saw at CES this year, and we've been testing this out at home.
You can see it. We're wearing dark clothes, and it's hard to contrast it, right?
Yeah. So this is a smart personal cloud for your house. So this is great for your office if you need to back up your files. Find that not everybody backs up their files enough. Yeah. And you don't need to send it to someone else's cloud. You can keep it right in your house.
On your own personal cloud. So it's pretty cool. It's a simple box. It has 512 gigabytes of solid state memory in here. So you already come with a half a gig. There is a connection over here for HDMI. So you can actually, if you have videos and things on there, you can actually stream them to your TV if you want. There's an Ethernet port, or you can use Wi-Fi to connect it up. Either way, it works both ways. And then it also has a USB port on the back. That's nice because let's say you want to put a 2 terabyte disk drive added onto an external one, you can do that with this as well. And the last thing it has on it is an SD card slot. So if you want to plug your card in, you can do it here and you can access that. So if you have pictures of the camera or whatever else, you can pull them off. And what they provide is they actually provide two kinds of apps, one for your phone and one for your PC or Mac. And so what you can do, for example, is if this is plugged in for a personal cloud, I can transfer files from the Mac onto this device, and I can also take things from the phone and transfer them onto this device. Or, for example, I could take my camera roll, put it down here for kind of a backup, and then if I have it, I can put it up on the TV with the streaming capability. So it's kind of a nice personal cloud. It's probably the best way to look at it. It's very simple, easy to set up, very powerful in that regard. So that's the Amber X.
That's the Amber X. All right.
Any questions? Do we have anybody asking questions?
No questions. Not so far.
Not so far. All right.
Oh, good.
Okay, what do we got next? Let's see. What's on your list?
This is the Kensington docking station.
Oh, this thing's cool.
Yeah, this is really neat. So,
we just got this. Right?
We just got this. So if you're using your laptop and you're looking for a docking station.
Give me the box over here.
This is a pretty cool solution.
This is pretty neat. Look at this.
And it's not just for a laptop, right? It can also work with the iPad.
Yeah, you can work with the iPad because it's USB-C.
Oh.
So you plug this into your computer, and it's got that nice, what I like about it's got that nice woven feel. That's instead of it being a plastic sheath on it, it's the cloth or what I don't know what they call it. There's a name for that, isn't there? But it feels a lot more secure. And then they have a little hole in the front where you can store this if you're not using it. It's like dock it away. There's nothing electrical in it. It's just a place to store this cable while you're talking on the live broadcast. And but it comes with, it's a dock. So it comes with a bunch of features. It's got a couple of USB 3.2 ports on it. So these are pretty fast. I think 10 gigabit per second, I believe is the number. And the other thing is it has USB-C port, so you can hook that up as well. And then on the other side, you have 2 HDMI ports, so you can run a couple of 4K monitors. Be pretty good. And an Ethernet connection, so 1 gigabit per second Ethernet connection. So everything you'd need, except it has one more thing which is really cool, which is on top here is the, what do you say, a key? Is it called key charging?
Oh,
QI. I never can pronounce it right. I think it's key.
Key or chi or...
Key or chi, but basically there's a little landing pad over here.
Yeah.
You can actually hook it up. And the cool thing is it works with MagSafe. So it's not super strong on the MagSafe, but you can position your phone and then...
Well, you're going to have it on your desk, right? Because you're using it as a docking station.
Yeah. Now, the thing to keep in mind is when you do use it as a docking station, where you want to just hook up the interfaces, you don't have to plug a power adapter into this thing. You can plug it into your laptop or wherever, or your iPad, and it will connect all those ports into that device or into that PC or the Mac. Now, if you, on the other hand, want to charge up here, if you just plugged in your Mac, you have to flip this little switch up front to the key charging, and then it only charges, it doesn't use the other ports. But if you want to do both, then, like for example, our laptops come with an 85 watt power adapter. You just plug that in, plug it into the USB-C port here, that power, and then you can do both. You can actually have all the ports energized. You can use the charger for your phone. It'll actually charge things through these USB ports. So it's pretty nice, and it's lightweight, right? Not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty lightweight.
And it's got that cloth on it.
Yeah, I really like that nice cloth. It makes it...
It's just nice, you know.
It
looks
nice.
good on your
It feels
desktop.
classy. It looks nice on your desk. And it's, of course, it's portable, so you can take it on the road. So if you have to go to the office or you go to a client meeting, it's a really nice little setup, especially if you need to plug into a big monitor.
Yeah. So just keep in mind, you do have to have it doesn't come with it. You have to have an external power supply at 85 watts or more to charge your laptop with it. All right.
So, all right, so if you're just joining us, we're at my home. I'm Valerie, and that's Mark. And we do smart home reviews here on Amazon. And today we're talking about gear for your home office. So if you're just joining us, welcome. Thank you for joining. Please go ahead and follow us so you can find out the next time we do a live stream. And if you have any questions, please type them in on the chat. Ooh. So we're going to go to the next time. This is a really, speaking of charging, this is a pretty cool thing to keep on your desk to keep all your devices charged.
It looks cool too.
It is, yeah. The Belkin MagSafe 3-in-1 charger.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, he's going to take off his watch.
My watch. You can put the watch on the charging base. There's a spot on the bottom if you happen to have
AirPods,
the chargeable AirPods package it, and then you got your phone. It's MagSafe. Boom. It's on there, nice and solid. And it's a nice base. It's got a metal frame here, which is really cool. Then they got the, I don't know if it's what kind of plastic it is, but it's kind of a plastic base.
It's kind of that like white apple flavor.
Yeah, flavor, but it's a heavy base, so
it's not going anywhere. Your phone, your watch aren't going to fall off your desk.
It's got the rubber in the bottom, and this comes out of my office, so it just plugs in the back here. There's a place for a USB, or no, it's like a, I don't know what voltage it is, but you plug it into the wall here. It's got an adapter for that. And that's it, and you're all connected up. And you can charge your phone, you can charge your watch, and you can charge your AirPods.
Yeah, it's really nice. It kind of keeps all of your devices charged and organized on your desk, and it looks pretty cool too. And doesn't it, like...
I don't think it rotates.
I thought it rotated.
No, I don't think
Am I missing?
No.
Thinking of something else.
Doesn't have any moving parts.
But it's a really nice stand. It's very heavy duty. You don't need to worry about it falling over or falling down.
Do you know what I use it for?
What?
Well, so the one problem I have is when we shoot video with the phone, right? I have to let the photo library sync up to the cloud, right, or up to the Mac, and it works much more efficiently if your phone is plugged in.
No, that's true.
So I come into my office, I just stick my phone on here. It's providing power. The iPhone says, "Oh, you're on power. Transmit the files up." I know that sounds kind of like simple, but it is great. I mean, that's really kind of a nice feature.
Plug in the lightning cables.
Exactly. And also, because I can put my phone here, I won't forget my phone. Matter of fact, speaking about that, I have to, I don't want to see me doing this. All right. I had to put my secret code in to get my watch going again. So that's it. That's the Belkin
3-in-1 MagSafe charger for your desk. And that's pretty cool.
Pretty neat. So what have we done so far?
So far we've covered our home internet. We talked about the Amber X Smart Personal Cloud. We talked about the Kensington docking station and the MagSafe 3-in-1 charger. And next is the Elgato Stream Deck.
Hey, by the way, if any of those other products you saw that we've already kind of covered already, if you want to talk about them again, no problem. Just tell us in the chat and just ask us to do it, and we'll go back to talking about it. This is a Stream Deck. Like, why do we need a Stream Deck?
Well,
I don't know.
You tell me.
You tell me. There's a bunch of buttons, right? So, you're on your computer, like where I do the editing in my office and everything else. I've got these buttons designed so I can switch, to the Finder I want, the folder I want to have, or I want to put on Final Cut Pro, or the browser, or whatever I want to do. I can do that. I can control the lights up above from us. I can set those up. And the cool thing is, what Elgato does is that it has an interface that you program. It's easy programming. It's not like programming, but it's like, setting up what the buttons do. And these things light up and they show you things. So let me show you the other one, which is the other Stream Deck.
Oh, that's the fancier one.
This is the fancier one.
This one has dials.
This one has buttons and dials. It's called the Elgato Stream Deck Plus. So this is the MK2.2. I don't know why it's called the MK.2, but it's MK2. It's got, 3 rows of 5 buttons, so 15 things you can program to do things. But you look on this one here now, as you can see, there has 2 rows of 4 buttons each, and then it has like a little display, and then it has dials. So what they did is they upped the game, so if you want more capability, you can do it. But as you can see, the key tips are different things on them, depending on what we're up to, right? And you can change the back, if you press them, you can have them change the background color and so forth. But they're controlling the studio stuff here today. So for example, let me put picture in a pic on. I can just say, click here, picture in a picture, boom, there it is. Or I can click this other button, and there it goes. All right?
Yeah,
so it's kind of nice.
So we've got this set up for our studio, obviously, but this is a great product also for your home office, because no matter what you're doing working from home, you may have things that you need to get to right away, depending on how you're working. So, maybe you have a button that you program to get to your company's Slack channel, or, something to go to
go to Zoom.
Whatever. You can set up those shortcuts so you don't always have to be clicking around to help you work faster, and then just push the button.
Yeah, you don't have to do a bunch of function keys or program some special strokes. Hey, by the way, you know what? Look at this. Look what I can do here. Watch this. So the dial's kind of neat. Did you notice it's changing to more blue?
Yeah, that's what the dial is neat about, because we have it set up with our studio lights here. But
and then I can press the button here. It says go back to 4,000 Kelvin. And it goes back, so it's pretty cool. But
Mark loves his.
I love it because what they did with the newer model, the Plus, is that by adding the dials, there's more capabilities to doing things like, for example, you might have music playing. You can change the dial. If there's a function available for it, you can change the dial. You can just turn it if you want. So, and then a lot of companies are making plugins for this to give you more capabilities to what you're doing. Like the lights here, the Elgato lights. Obviously, they have an app port here or a plugin for that. But yeah, so that's kind of it. And then this thing in the middle, you won't be able to see it real well, I think, on the screen here. But this is also programmable, what it says. And so it's kind of neat. You can see what's going on. So for example, when I was changing the color temp, it shows you the color temp on this little display. And you can, just for fun stuff, you can change the background and so forth. So it's pretty neat. Yeah. It's pretty neat. So this is this model, and then you got the MK2 model. Those are both of them, I think.
Yeah, both of them are in the carousel.
On the carousel. And this one plugs in, by the way, USB-C as well. So it's very simple, nice big cord.
And you can plug these into PC or Mac, laptop, whatever you're using in your home office.
Yeah, a PC or Mac. I don't think they work with an iPad. You'd have to research that, but they're pretty cool. And this one's neat because you can take the case off and lay it flat on the table if you want.
Oh, that's neat.
Or you can put it on this.
I know you can do that.
Yeah, and this one, the other one you can't, but this one you can. And, this one's just meant to be buttons. So 15 buttons, a lot of buttons. Well, you go through them pretty quick. But there are programming techniques where you can say, make this button go to another screen. So you can have like a whole bunch of screens of buttons you can kind of filter through to get crazy. So, All right. So what's next?
The other things that you probably have on your desk are iPads and iPhones. We really like these little LULULOOK Magnetic. Can you even see this thing here?
Your water bottle's probably in the way.
My water bottle's in the way. So these are the LULULOOK magnetic holders. And we're not taking our stuff out.
No.
That's too much. But, this is a really nice magnetic holder. It's in space gray. This is the one for the iPad mini. And
watch it, you hit the button on top.
All right, I'm not going to hit the button on top. Mark's paranoid.
I'm all paranoid, yes.
So you can see this basically covers the whole back of the iPad. It's magnetic, so you can see the camera through over here. It's nice. It comes in different colors. So we really love these LULULOOK stands for holding up our devices. That's the iPhone one that Mark took the phone off.
And I have the small little baby one. Now this one doesn't obviously rotate, although you could rotate your phone because it's this magnetic mount. So it just snaps on. Right, boom, and obviously you can hold your phone any way you want on it, which is really cool. Oh. And the other thing that's nice about it is it does tilt. That really makes it nice.
Yeah, that tilts.
And it's got a nice foot pad on it. Both of these have the same thing. They have like a little rubber thing in the bottom, so it kind of sticks pretty good.
So if you just want to store your phone on your desk without charging it, so you need to look at it for something or another, that's a really nice little gadget.
Yeah, so these are kind of cool. It doesn't require an app to use them either.
No.
Yeah, so that's kind of
no
fun.
charging, but they're very nice stands. So we really like these LULULOOK magnetic stands.
And the other thing is that they make them for specific models. So for example, This one here holds, I think, iPhone 12 through 14, if I recall. And the one we have here in the carousel,
for the iPad Mini.
The iPad is for the Mini 6. So I think that's the latest.
That's the latest one, right?
Yeah, pretty sure that's correct.
All right. So those are the LULULOOKs.
LULULOOK.
And again, thank you for joining. We're Mark and Valerie, and we are talking about home tech here today. And now we're getting to the most exciting part of our program. We're going to talk about the Toucan.
The first one's the 360.
So we've got two of these Toucan video conferencing systems here. Toucan Solutions makes cameras. We have a lot of their smart home cameras. And last year they started these Toucan Connect products that are for video conferencing. And what we're going to show you today is is that the 360?
Yep, 360.
Oh, are you sure that one's, wait, no, that's the regular one.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Aha!
Excuse me.
See?
It has a cap.
Don't interrupt the demo guy.
So this is the Toucan 360 video conferencing system. What's really neat about these Toucan systems is that you don't have to install any special software or do anything fancy. You just plug it into your computer and turn on your favorite video conferencing system, Zoom or Teams or WebEx or Skype or whatever you're using, and this becomes your camera, your microphone, and your speaker. What was that?
Well, it's just everything making noise as I set it up. So I'm bringing up Zoom right now.
So Mark is bringing up Zoom over here right now, and all he did was plug it into the laptop. Was that a
USB-C.
USB-C cable. And he's going to bring up Zoom, and then we'll show you how it works. And today we have a special promo. Now this is a promo only for our during our live broadcast. So the Toucan 360 video conferencing system is 10% off. And it's younger brother that we're going to show you.
Oh, look at that. See, it comes off. See?
In a few minutes is 20% off. So these are exclusive discounts today. So if you're interested, go ahead and click on the item in the carousel and claim the promo. And you can put it in your cart today. And you don't need to buy it today, but as long as you buy it before the promotion expires, you'll get that extra 10% discount.
Okay.
All right. So Mark's launching the Zoom, which probably takes longer than actually setting up the...
Well, I pulled the camera off, so it's... I didn't do it. I got to remember to turn this on. And then, check this out. Here we go. Are you guys ready? You ready for it? Ta-da! Here we are!
Oh, so you can see the light.
Yeah, well, I can't do anything about the light. Unless I dim it or something, I guess I could do that. But, yeah, so what you're looking at here, I guess we can take this box away.
Yeah, you can move that box away.
And... it did come with a little cover as you saw us doing it, and this thing is removable, but it doesn't benefit you when you need to remove it. And then the whole thing, so this is like, how was it, 4 or 5 cameras on the thing? 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras, right? So it's 4 cameras, you can see all 360 degrees, and right now you're looking at the mode where you see 180 and 180, right? 2 panoramas that are out there, which is pretty cool. And it's got a whole bunch of buttons on the top, so you can adjust things. So you can change the volume. It does have a built-in speaker and built-in 360-degree microphone. So very nice speaker on this whole thing. We're not going to show you the speaker running because we don't have anybody to conference with. But you can go over here, and it does work with Bluetooth. So you can connect up to Bluetooth if you choose. But this is what's cool. Watch this. I can have a single mode, and you notice it switched the camera to me. Now Valerie talks.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, see, so if we were sitting around a conference table instead of like in our studio here and I'm looking up at the camera, if I was looking down here, you would see me better probably. So it automatically goes to the person that's talking, which is pretty neat.
Oh, let's see that again.
Yeah, you're pretty clear.
Yeah, and this is a pretty sophisticated video conferencing system. I've used a lot of video conferencing systems in a corporate environment. This one is super easy, and it's certainly a lot more reasonably priced than those other setups.
Yeah, this is cool. But look at it. I have it now on 4 panels. I don't know why it doubles up some of the panels.
Well,
but
because you're so important, you need 2.
Because I need 2 over here.
I don't know why Mark gets 2. I only get 1, and then there's this blank thing over there.
Yeah, but you notice it put a little blue box around you when you were talking.
Yeah, so in this mode, you can see the person who's talking is highlighted in a blue box.
Right. So the whole idea is to be able to see around the table, and then there's another mode which is 360 on top. So that whole thing is our entire studio. So you're looking from light the light and window to TV
window to window. You can see the Peloton
and,
bike, and you can see our closet or stairway.
And it's the two of us talking, so it works out pretty good for us.
Yeah, and so then it will go back and forth. So with two people talking. So since there's 4 cameras, if you've got 4 people or more around your conference table, it will jump around to the person who's talking, which is really nice. It makes it a lot more engaging than just sitting there on the phone or one person looking at the screen. So this is a really cool system. You don't need to add any extra software or anything else. You just plug it into your system and you go ahead.
Yeah, so there's a power supply that I've got hooked up to our power strip. That's plugged in the bottom, and then the USB-C cable connected into either USB-A. The cable that comes with it is USB-C to USB-A. I just happen to use the cable I use on my Mac, which is USB-C to USB-C. It's just plugged into the Mac, and then when you're in the Zoom application, you go to Preferences and say, hey, I want to use the Toucan camera instead of the FaceTime camera or whatever I happen to have going on my laptop. And poof, you see it's there. And the same thing with audio. You can say whether you want the audio in and out of this box or the microphone in this box or not. So all controlled, but the point is there's no app. It's just plug it into your, it's like a webcam. Just plug it into your PC, into your Mac or your PC, and you got this webcam, except you can see what it does. It's 360 and keeps track of who's who. So you can talk again and it'll show you again.
I can talk again and it will show me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
so it's really nice.
I think it likes me because I noticed that when I talk, sometimes
you talk
it's just
a lot.
It's my only chance to talk. Okay, so that's that one there, and then what do we have? We had the 2 things like this. This is like kind of neat one because I can see, what am I seeing on my thing? I'm seeing the window to my left and me, and then it sees you and the TV and the exercise gear to the right.
Yeah.
And you're in the upper screen. It's pretty neat.
So it's nice, really easy to use. You can turn the volume up. Can you put it on mute?
Yeah, you can mute it and everything else.
That's really the most important thing you need.
There's plus and minus for volume. There's a mute button, on-off button. There's a Bluetooth button if you want to use Bluetooth. There's the mode change that you saw me going through. There's a plus and a minus for zoom. So watch this.
Oh yeah, show the zoom.
See, hold on,
turn off that panel with the light so it's not so annoying.
Let me turn off the lights?
No, that's better.
Is that better?
Yeah, so if you're going to zoom.
I can zoom in, see? So how many things can you zoom with? That's max zoom. Ooh.
Okay, zoom out. Yep, so you can zoom in and out.
So there you go. That's minimum zoom, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty neat. So that's this model.
This is the Toucan 360 video conferencing system. And if you use our promo today, you can get an extra 10% off. So if you're interested in it, go ahead and add it to your cart to claim your promo code. And then as long as you finish buying it before the promotion ends, you'll get that extra 10% off.
So this is a different one.
Oh, this is a different one. So if it's just you at home, you're not doing video calls with other people, this is the Toucan Conference HD, so really just for one person. So you can see it's got one camera.
So similar base with microphone and speakers. The camera on the top, though, is a single camera. And it's cool about this, though, is, watch this. Let's see, where did I hide it? Over here. If you want, see this little clip? This goes onto your laptop screen or your monitor, if you happen to do it with the monitor. And it comes off. And on the bottom is a USB-C port. So what's cool about that is that, and then what I can do is I can hook this up to this here, all right? And there's a USB-C connector in the back of the actual camera. And they give you 2 cables with this, one to hook up to your laptop, and this other one here that you can hook up to your laptop. So if I want to use it just as a standalone, or at least have the camera separate from the base, I can hook this up directly into my Mac or my PC, and then this becomes your webcam.
And this is really neat because, sure, you can use this on its own, right?
It's all dusty.
Got a little dusty. So you can use this on its own, of course. You can just set it up in your office and use it just like we were showing you how to use the 360-degree version. But, you know, a lot of times if you have another monitor hooked up, that you don't have a camera in there and you'd rather be looking at your monitor. So you can move the camera around so it's on top of your monitor and then your speaker is, you know, somewhere else. So you can use them separately or together. It's really nice. What other features?
Oh, the other thing
am I
is, this is
forgetting?
what's cool. So, we have a friend that doesn't like these webcams. He's cut it off. Well, their technique is pretty sophisticated. Do you see this? You can rotate it straight down. So now that whoever's watching your
Oh, if you're
camera's
worried
going to see
about
this,
privacy.
they're going to see the bottom
They're
of
just gonna see the bottom.
bracket. So, which is cool, but it's easy to rehook it up. You just kind of line it back up, and boom, you're now back as being a conference camera. And I can actually keep this in my office. It's right next to my Mac. I have it plugged in, and it's great because I want to have a better camera than I can because it's right here. It's all hooked up to the thing. And
Yeah,
it's
really
got great
nice.
sound.
It's
really
got
good.
great sound in the speaker. It also uses Bluetooth to connect to your computer. And then the camera, and you can use the camera and the speaker separately. So this one today, if you are interested, it's 20% off. So if you want to buy this, go ahead and click on the carousel and claim your promo and put it in your cart. And then as long as you complete your purchase before the promotion ends, you'll get that exclusive 20% discount.
Yep.
All right, and so if you are just in the market, though, for a new video camera or a conference speaker, you can also buy these separately. So the webcam you can buy separately, and the Bluetooth speaker you can buy separately.
Oh, see, because you can buy this, right?
Yeah, you can buy just the camera
like this
or just
here.
the speaker.
Right?
If you
Or
want to
just
up your Zoom game with your camera or your sound, you can buy these separately from Toucan
And I should
Solutions.
show this, but for those of you that do that and you get one of these things, they actually, in all the packages they give it to you, they give you a plug. You can plug the hole in the top of the unit.
That's neat.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat.
That's
Now, of course, now I'll probably never get it out. But there we go. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. That's pretty neat, huh?
Yeah. So that is the Toucan Solutions Toucan Connect series. So you've got 4 different products there. So you can get the webcam, the speaker by themselves, or you can get the version where they come together for one person, or the 360 for multiple people. So those are really nice products.
Okay.
All right.
Turn this off here and get it
Now,
out of the
I'm going to skip over to the next thing in our broadcast, and then I'm going to go on a little field trip. So, one of the things that happens when you're working from home is that sometimes you forget to exercise. Maybe you forget to work out, you get busy. Sometimes you think, oh, great, I'm working from home, I don't need to go anywhere. But that doesn't mean you actually get stuff done. Sometimes I feel, when I used to work at home on a corporate job, I think I worked a lot more at home than I ever did in the office, including getting my exercise in. So we've been trying out a new product. It's called the Kingsmith WalkingPad treadmill, and I am going to go downstairs and show you how it's set up in my office.
Now I have to make a change.
But Mark needs to.
I'm going to turn on this camera so there's a mode you can do with the...
Mark is going to get me the remote camera going, and then I'm going to go downstairs. So if you guys have any questions about any of the products that we've looked at so far, please go ahead and type them in on the chat. And I'm going to disappear in a minute to show you the treadmill. So some important things about the treadmill. It's a walking pad. It's not a running treadmill. It's not something you're going to go and train for your marathon on, unless you're going to walk it. It goes up to about 3.75 miles per hour is the max speed. It's also for safety. They recommend that only people between 14 and 60 use it, and it's got a maximum capacity of 220 pounds. So it's not for everybody, but for a lot of people who work at home, this is a really great solution, especially if you want to put it under your desk because it folds. Right, am I ready to go? I
think it looks like it's ready. I actually have you on our Zoom call, and
right.
It's our Zoom call with ourselves.
Okay,
all right,
I'm going to
go down there, and yeah, so this thing's pretty neat. We saw this at CES. We thought it was really kind of cool. They sent it to us to do a review on it. So we've taken a bunch of footage us using it and everything else. I did set it up on the there's an app as well that goes with it. I've set it up with the app. But you don't really need to use the app, and what you're going to see is Valerie's going to show you how she uses it without the app. So they have what's called an automatic mode and a manual mode. The automatic mode is probably a little too much for doing it under your desk. At least Valerie likes to use just the manual mode, so she's in total control. And let's see, she's in the office, all right, and she's hooking it up to a tripod we have so we can watch her work out. I think is the way it looks. Are we ready down there? She's ready. Now you won't be able to, let's see, let me put it on here. There she is. There's Valerie in the office. And what you see here is she's standing on the treadmill. There's the treadmill. You can see it looks like a treadmill. It's got a cover of, I can show you another screenshot later, but up in the front underneath there, you can't see it too well, there's a little display. It tells you what's going on. It shows you it's automatic or manual, how long you've been running or walking for, and also shows you the speed you're at. And so now watch. So Valerie's got a little thing. She can put it on her wrist, which is really neat. It's got like a little rubber band-like thing that goes on it. And matter of fact, I think I can put my face here so you can, let's see. Does that work? Yeah. So she's got a little rubber band on it. You can put it on your wrist and it stays on there pretty nice. And then you can, using the buttons, get it going. And like I said, there's automatic and manual mode. And what she did is she just pressed the start button on the button and it starts to go. It goes at about 1 mile an hour. And then she can hit the plus or the minus key to go faster or slower. And as she mentioned, it only goes as much as 3.75 miles an hour or something along those lines. Now, to keep in mind, is she pointed out, if you're over 220 pounds or you're 60 or older, this isn't for you. We also recommend you wear your shoes with it. It is a treadmill, so you always want to make sure you're wearing good shoes, like your sneakers or whatever. This is not something you do in socks or bare feet. But you see, she's moving along pretty good. And the nice thing is, you see, she can be right there at her desk. She's got one of those standing desks, and she can actually browse the internet if she wants to. And the faster you go, of course, a little harder to do things when you're going too fast. But the point is that she's able to get work done. And then when she steps off the unit, if she wants it to stop, it'll stop automatically. It's got a mode on it you can set that says, hey, if I'm not on the thing, turn itself off. And it just did that. Now, the other thing is in the back, if you want to calibrate it, there's a calibration mode. And they give you the wrench to go with it. And basically, there's two like Allen screws in the back on either side. And you run this calibration, then you can tune the back, or tune the belt so it's right in the center. And we've only done it once. That's all we've needed to do on it to be able to get that to happen. So that worked out pretty well. The other thing is the unit's very easy to fold up. So Valerie's going to fold it right now. And you can see, boom, it's folded. That's it. It's that easy. All right. And it's on wheels in the front. It's got little caster wheels in the front. And there are power plugs in the front, and you can lift it up and roll it, and it rolls very easy. So if you want to go store it under a bed or against the wall or whatever else, you can. So the opening is just as easy. So watch, just open it up and steps on it, boom, it's it. It's done. It's all done. So very, very simple to use, very easy to use it. Just be careful. It's a treadmill like anything else. It's an piece of exercise gear. Make sure you know how to use it and don't abuse it. So that's pretty neat. So anyway, she's coming back up. All right. What did she got on her? What she got on her screens? Oh, you know what she has in the screens? This thing comes in. Like I think 5 or 6 colors. So as you probably saw on the screen, and she took the phone off, so she's coming back upstairs. But yeah. Oh, you're gonna put the thing back on? Hold on. She's getting up close. 1 second. I'm gonna go back and. All right, so what you're looking at now is the main screen. She just turned it on, and what you can see is it's going to get going, and then it'll show her how fast it's running. Are you on it there? All right, there you go, 3, 2, 1, and then it starts rolling, and you see the thing is there. It's keeping track of it. Now the cool thing is it remembers all the exercise you do, and then when you're in the app will tell you what your stats are. It'll actually also work with Apple Health, so it'll transmit the information up to Apple Health, which is really cool. Kind of give an idea what the scoop is with that. So that's it. That's the WalkingPad C2, this particular model. And all right, are we coming up now?
Yep. All
right, she's on her way back up. So that was a live in-person usage of the thing as a WalkingPad and exercise device while you're working. I think that probably works out really good. I think she'll probably tell you that, doing Zoom calls is pretty straightforward, right?
Oh yeah, doing Zoom calls is great. I actually, I got to be a little dizzy watching myself in the window. But if you're doing Zoom calls or certainly if you're having a phone call, a regular phone call, or you're watching something, you know, maybe you're watching a class or something on your computer. It's definitely great for all of those things.
Are you tired?
Well, I just ran up the stairs.
I'm fine. I didn't have any problems at all.
And because that's connected to Mark's phone, he got credit for all that treadmilling I did.
All the treadmilling.
All the treadmilling.
Treadmilling. That's too cool. That's too cool. So that's pretty neat. So what do we got? We have 10 minutes left. Anybody wants to see anything again, let us know. But we got one more thing to talk about.
We have one more thing to talk about. It's our Deskpad. If you saw in my office, I have an orange one of these. This is from 99 Workspaces. It's always good to have a really nice desk pad. This one upstairs in our studio is, that was weird.
Oh, it just focused a little different.
Oh, anyway. This one up in our studio is gray. The one I have down in my office is orange. It's a really nice waterproof desk pad. It's got a soft back on the back. So this is nice to have on your desk to kind of keep it clean and neat. And then if you have to write on a notebook or anything, it's a lot nicer than writing on a hard surface. Yep. So we really love these. So it's our last product of the day. So I think we should go back and talk about everything we talked about. What do you think, Mark?
I think a recap would be really good.
Okay, so we've been talking about gear for your home office, and one of the most important things to start out with is your internet. So we talked about our ARRIS Surfboard cable modem. What are you doing? What are you doing over there?
I'm just taking a look at something on the screen.
Mark is multitasking in the home office.
I get to run all the toys. I get to run the things that's doing all the broadcasting stuff and everything.
So we talked about our ARRIS Surfboard cable modem that we use as the foundation for our home office internet. And this is a really nice cable modem. It handles up to gigabit speeds and beyond. And what else, Mark? You're the expert on this.
Well, I think it kind of gets back to what you said earlier in the show, which is that you want to have a good, strong internet, right? Good connection. Get a good speed from service from your internet provider. Get your own cable modem if you're a cable modem user. Your own cable modem like the ARRIS, and a good router like the mesh system we have from TP-Link. And I think that if you get those things and get your network up, then the rest of your smart home, the rest of your home office will just perform better. Because if you have poor service coming in and you have poor router and cable modem, you're just not going to be happy. And so getting these kind of devices really are the foundation for having a successful home office.
Yeah, and we really like to own our own equipment. We know you can get them from your provider. Depending on your provider, you may not be able to get your own equipment. But if you have a service where you can get your own equipment, we definitely recommend that you check it out and get your own equipment. It will save you money in the long run because you won't pay to rent it. And then you can upgrade it as the technology changes instead of waiting for your provider to upgrade it for you.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we had we have the Orbi also, the Orbi mesh system. It is older generation. It just does Wi-Fi, the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and it's great. It really worked good. But we want to get the 6E, and so I think getting the latest generation, it was just a matter of getting this other unit and plugging it in, and now all of a sudden we have 6E in the house. So you can do that, and I didn't have to buy a cable modem. We already had the ARRIS.
Yeah, we don't recommend buying a unit that's got both in one because they get upgraded at different speeds. We find the cable modems tend to last a little bit longer than the Wi-Fi networks. The technology advances faster than the Wi-Fi networks. So these are both really great systems that we would recommend. Then we talked about the Amber X Smart Personal Cloud. This is a great system to back up your files. Well, back up, do transfer, and maybe you want to use it to screen share up to your fancy TV or whatever else. The box is really good for that. Comes with a half a terabyte or 512 gigabytes of built-in memory, which is really nice. You can add an external drive if you want to. That hooks up over Wi-Fi or Ethernet or both. So it's a really nice little unit. It actually has an SD card slot, so that's kind of a bonus. If you don't have an SD card reader, now you have one, right? So it's kind of nice. We also talked about the Kensington docking station.
Yeah, that's
which
pretty
is
cool
really
too.
really neat way to keep your laptop docked at home. It also has a key, whatever charger built in, so you can charge your phone. It's got wireless charging.
Yeah, here, let me show you just one real quick. The point is that this may be great for home, for your network. Ooh, is it raining out?
It's like
It's
really
pouring
loud.
out.
We're having a huge
We can hear
storm.
it in here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's really, wow. I guess we're in Northern California, so it's got a big snowstorm. So anyway, yeah, so the thing nice about this is don't think of it just from docking at home, but you could travel with this. Pretty lightweight,
it's great for
very
that.
easy for travel.
And then the Belkin MagSafe 3-in-1 charger keeps all your devices charged and nice looking at your desk. We also talked about the 2 Elgato Stream Decks. These are really nice systems to create some shortcuts for you for different things that you're doing when you're working from home. You know, maybe you have it set to your company's intranet page, or does people still say intranet page? Internal network page. You know, or other shortcuts that you need to whatever your job is and your functions. So these are really nice little devices for doing that. We talked about these magnetic stands. We're using them here in our broadcast for our iPad mini and our iPhone. These are the LULULOOK stands. Those are really great. We showed you the iPhone and the iPad mini 6 version. And then today, that's exclusive in our broadcast, we talked about the Toucan 360 video conferencing system and the Toucan HD conferencing system. And these today are on a special promotion for our live stream viewers. So if you're interested in these, go ahead and add it to your cart and claim the promo. And then as long as you complete your purchase before the promo expires, you'll get that discount. And the 360-degree version, which is the one with the 4 cameras built in.
This is just so cool. Look at that. Isn't that neat?
This one you can get extra 10% off today if you buy it after watching our stream. And then the Toucan Conference Center HD, which is for one person, so it's got 1 camera. Both of them have the really nice speaker, the stereo speaker, and the really nice microphones. This one has 4 cameras, the other one has 1 camera. And that 1 camera version is 20% off today.
And this one has a rubber cover over the lenses.
Yes, so you can keep your lenses nice and dust-free.
Keep them dust-free. So that's really good. But the other thing is, as Valerie's showing you now, is that with the model, this one here, does this have a promo code too?
Yeah, they both have. These are both on special promotion today.
What's cool?
This one is 20% off.
20% off.
This one's 10% off.
The other one's 10% off. So the other thing is this one here, as Valerie's showing in there, is you can take this off because it's sold separately. If you want, you can
also
buy
sold separately.
just a camera as a webcam, which is really kind of cool, right?
It's a really nice webcam. It's 1080p
webcam.
and 60 frames per second.
Yeah, and then you can also buy just the base, right?
Then you can also buy just the base.
Just the base. So there's a lot of options here for conferencing, whether it's just a personal conferencing with just a webcam or getting something here a little more sophisticated. This one here is just so cool.
Yeah, those are
If
really
you
neat.
have a small office, it's really kind of
The
great.
best thing about these is there's no software to install or anything like that. You just plug it into your computer and turn on your favorite video conferencing client, and you're ready to go.
Yep. And by the way, I've gotten to work with FaceTime on the laptop and also with Zoom, as you saw today in the broadcast. But it works with other apps.
It works with Teams and Skype and WebEx.
Whatever
and
your PC or Mac will handle.
Right.
So.
And lastly, I went down to my office and showed you my WalkingPad. What is this called? WalkingPad treadmill. And it's a really cool treadmill for putting under your desk and using in your office so you can stay. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. I have a picture of it.
He has a picture of it. So if you want to try to stay in shape or at least get some steps in while you're working, this is a really great option. It folds so you can store it easily, and it's just for walking. It doesn't go any faster than 4 miles an hour. So it's really great for being a desk treadmill, so you can have it under your desk and kind of try to stay in shape. So that's it. Oh, and then the last thing we talked about is our favorite desk pads that we use. I have one in my office, and then we have one right here. This is the
really
99 Workspaces office pad. You know, and when I was shopping for these, there were a lot of choices, and it was hard to find a good one.
And this is what, 12 colors?
It comes in 12 different colors.
So it's pretty cool. I think the other thing was interesting. If you're like, why did we have one on our desk? Why did we just leave it blank? Well, because we have the overhead camera, and with the overhead camera, right? So if you look at the overhead camera, you'll notice it just fits inside the view. So we know when we're unboxing or whatever we're doing here, we know you can see us, right? Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of uses for these kind of things beyond just being a nice mouse pad, right?
Yeah. It's not a mouse pad. It's a
Or
desk
whatever.
pad.
Well, a desk pad.
Well, I guess you can put your mouse on it, too. Anyway, so that's our home office gear that we talked about today. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't seen one of our live streams before, we'd love it if you'd follow us so you can find out the next time we do a live stream. We do a lot of smart home tech, kitchen tech, and other stuff here on Amazon, and we'd love to have you in another one of our streams.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you for joining. See you next week.